Jihan Lipogay. So in this video, I will discussing to you about the understanding self. William James was the one of the earliest psychologists who studied the self and conceptualized the self as having two aspects, which is the I and me. So our first psychologist is si William James. So si William James is the concept self, which is my two understanding self, which is the I self and me self. So let us first discuss what is I self. So I self is refers to know who is she or who is he, and also this is the existence of self and thinking, acting, and feeling self. So everything in our mind is I self. Meanwhile, ang me self is the empirical self and concern of experience of self, which is ang me self is experience while ang I self is existence of life. Yun yung tatandaan natin doon. And may three categories ito, which is the material self, spiritual self, and social self. Second is si Carl Rogers, also used the term I as the one who acts and decides, while the me is what you think or feel about yourself as an object. So, same lang sila ni William James. Ang kaibahan lang yung me ni William James is about experience of self, while si Carl Rogers is me niya is about kung ano yung naiisip mo, nafe-feel mo sa sarili mo, pero as an object. So, our second psychologist is si Carl Rogers. So, si Carl Rogers is naniniwala na may kabutihan ang isang tao. And also, si Carl Rogers is nag-propose rather, ng theory of self. So, si Carl Rogers is my personal characteristic, which is the social rules, responsibilities. Madalas, napapatanong tayo sa sarili natin kung sino tayo at yung identity natin, which is hindi siya mag-fix sa one frame. So, nag-isip si Carl Rogers ng idea ng self-schema para ma-recognize and ma-collect natin yung knowledge natin kung sino tayo. So, we have diagram here, which is nakasenter yung self, nasa taas yung habits, which is yan, yung sarili natin, sinabi doon na self, and sa right side is yung family, which is yung responsibilities natin, and yung sa religion naman is yung social rules natin, with ang nationality naman is yung identity natin. So, our last psychologist is si Sigmund Freud. Si Sigmund Freud is siya yung nagkuhan ng id, ego, and superego. So, para mas maintindihan natin, let us give an example. For example, you have an assignment and kailangan mo siyang tapusin pero gusto mong pumunta sa party. Tapos, yung id isasabihin, pumunta tayo sa party. And si superego naman, sasabihin, mag-answer muna tayo ng assignment. Kung may oras tayo, pupunta tayo sa party. Pero, ang ego naman, siya yung magbabalance sa dalawa. Which is, sasabihin niya, sige, mag-answer tayo ng assignment natin para maipasa bukas. And if we have time to go and party, magpa-party tayo para hindi tayo mag-cram bukas.
So good morning everyone. My name is April Jean Villaba from Group 2. So under the theory of symbolic interactionism, or GH Med 1934, argued that the self is created and developed through human interactions. The Hogg and Bond 2010, there are three reasons why self and identity are social products. So here are the three reasons of social and identity products. First is we do not create for nothing. The second one is we actually need others to affirm and reinforce we think we are. And the last one, what we think is important to us may also have been influenced by what is important in our social or historical context. So these reasons of self and identity are social products because we develop them through our interactions with others, rely on social affirmation to shape of a sense of self, and are influenced by the values and norms of our social and historical context. So here are the social interactions and groups affiliation and vital factors in creating, especially in the aspect of providing us with our social identity. First, we have the Carver and Shear 1981 identified the two types of self-awareness, the private self-awareness and the public self-awareness. So the first one was the private self-awareness. This involves personal thoughts, feelings, and internal standards. And the second one, these relate to how we present ourselves to others and how we perceive our society. So there are times when we were aware of our self-concepts. This is also called self-awareness. So in the self-awareness, there are three schemas. The first one is the actual self, ideal self, and the out self. So the actual self, who we are at present, while the ideal self, who we aspire to be, and the out self, who we think we should be based on societal or personal expectations. So these three other schemas of self-awareness may be positive or negative depending on the circumstances and our next course of actions. The self-awareness can keep you from doing something dangerous. So next, we have here the self-esteem. Self-esteem is one of the common concepts associated with the self. It is defined as our positive or negative perception or evaluation of ourselves. One of the ways in which our social relationship affects our self-esteem is through social comparison. So our social comparison, according to the theory, we learn about ourselves with our appropriateness and behaviors, as well as our social status by comparing aspects of ourselves with other people. The social comparison also entails what is called self-evaluation maintenance theory, which states that we can feel threatened when someone out of performs, especially when the person is close to us, the family or our friend. So next is the narcissism. The narcissism is a trait characterized by overly high self-esteem, self-admiration, and self-centeredness. However, in the attempt to increases or maintain self-esteem, some people become narcissistic. They are often charismatic of how to take care of their age. People with high self-esteem are commonly described as outgoing, adventurous, and adaptable in a lot of situations. They also initiate activities and building relationship with other people.